welcome to today's episode of Scrapbooking TV. If you are brand new to digital scrapbooking, I am going to be walking you through how to get started with a program, what program to use, and what would be the best to fit into your budget, to fit the needs of what your end product, what you want for your end product. And so I will be talking about some of those things, and hopefully we'll be able to answer your questions. So let's hop on over to my computer and we are going to walk through some of the different options available. So I'm first going to start in Photoshop because this is the program that I use and is what I am most familiar with. I will be offering tutorials in different programs, but you will find that this is the one that I am most familiar with. And Photoshop also has the most options that can be done. So depending on if you are just wanting to do a simple album and do scrapbook your layouts, you wouldn't need Photoshop. If you are thinking that you might want to learn how to design your own digital products and go further with things, then I would consider starting off in Photoshop and just learning from the beginning and having exactly what you want and will need for that. Photoshop is a great option. It has a lot of things. This is what the basic screen looks like. It's got the toolbars off to the side here. It's got the option bar here at the top. It's got your layer palette, styles, everything that you would need here. And I would teach you how to use all of that in the different tutorials here at Scrapbooking TV. To get Photoshop, if you've not had it before, they actually have a cloud program that I highly recommend. I love that you get all the new updates. Yes, you pay monthly, but it's really not a bad deal. The best way to do it, to get started anyway, I would say, is to do their $9.99 a month deal. It gives you full access to Photoshop and the most recent version of Photoshop that they have. And then it also gives you access to Lightroom, which is a great program for editing photos and things like that. So for $10 a month, you get a pretty good deal. And if you, again, like I said, if you want to get into designing your own products or do any sort of photo editing, more extensive photo editing, graphic design type work, there is a lot you can do with Photoshop. So that is one option. Now your next option is going to be Photoshop Elements. And let me just click here. So you've got the photo editor. And this program is usually runs somewhere between $60 to $100, depending on if it's an older version. I have Photoshop Elements 11. I believe they are on 13 now or beyond. So most of what I will be teaching in Elements will be from 11, and I think that will be pretty, most of the stuff will be pretty standard. If you have 12 or 13 or beyond, you will still be able to figure out how to do things using the tutorials that I teach in 11. So this is what it looks like when it's opened up. Very simple. You know, you've got your different bars here, somewhat similar to Photoshop, just kind of not quite as overwhelming, not as much to learn right off the bat. Over here, it's got, you know, different things like colors, your history palette, the info for like colors, and we'll get into all of that. You can see your layers or effects, graphics, all of that is here. One of the things that a lot of people like about Photoshop Elements is the organizer. So here you have all of your pictures and you can pick the ones that you might be wanting to work with. I'm just going to take these 3 and I'm going to add them to my editor. There. And there they are. So you've got them down here below. Now you can open up a file. We'll just open up a quick picture file, a paper. For example, if we were going to be working on our layout, we can just quickly open this up. There we've got a paper, and then if I wanted to slide over my picture on top of it, there you go. So a lot of people really enjoy this option at this part of Photoshop Elements. This sort of capability actually does not exist in Photoshop, where you have the organizer thing below or the photo bin below, and you can just slide things up. It's a little more, it was just a little different. I don't want to say it's more complicated, it's just different. So this is a thing that a lot of people like. It's gonna let me move it around. And so and you can put all of your elements down here. So that makes it really nice when you're building a layout. So Photoshop Elements is a great way to go. It's not a huge investment. Sometimes you can find them on eBay for really inexpensive. The older versions, like I said, I think you can even find them sometimes at like a office supply store for, I don't know, $15, $20, $30. I've seen them all different prices. So that is another option for you if you are not wanting to jump into the expensive Photoshop, and it really is a great option. Now the third option that I'm going to show you is actually completely free. This one is called Pixlr Editor, and it doesn't put any software on your computer. So it's actually a website you go to, as you see up here, pixlr.com editor. And it gives you these options. So I can create a new image. I can choose the presets, or I think you can even, create your own. So you would want, for a 12 by 12 layout, you would want it to be 3600 by 3600. And you can start off with it being transparent. You can, first layout, and we click OK. So here you go. As you can see, very similar to the other products we were looking at. You've still got all of the tools here. You've got different things up here that you can, with your layer and adjustment, filter. You've got your layer palette over here, all things that you're going to find in any of the programs. So those are the three main options that I would suggest you consider choosing between. Obviously, there are lots of other products out there. These are three options that you can use any product whatsoever. So it's great for photo editing, it's great for scrapbooking and using whatever it is that you want to do. And so I think that hopefully this has been helpful, and you can choose which one works best for you. Get it all set up and ready to go, and meet me in one of the other tutorials. Thanks for joining us.